Hello and welcome to another quick tour for Cartographica version 1.2. In this screencast, I'm going to be talking about table tools in Cartographica. Specifically, I'm going to talk about the table tools for each type of vector data, point lines and polygons, where each type of data has its own specific table tool that adds information to the database so that the data is enhanced. And I'll show you what I mean. To begin, we're going to look at the point data. So on screen you see white H's with blue backgrounds, which are hospitals in the city of Washington, D.C. And if you look down below, and I'll make the data viewer a bit larger, we can see that we have addresses, names. These are these smaller fields you see here are types of information that aren't important to this example, so I made them a bit smaller just to give us less confusion on screen. So we have an address and a name field, the type of hospital it is, and a web URL for each hospital. What you'll notice is that we don't have spatial information for our points, and specifically that means we don't have XY coordinate columns. So we can use our table tools to enhance that data by adding those X and Y coordinate columns. So what we're going to do is click on Tools, and then right here at the top of our Tools menu you can see we have an Add Coordinate Columns option. So we're going to select that, and then we're going to scroll over in our data on the bottom to the right, and now you can see we have an X and a Y coordinate column. So now we know the XY coordinate location for each of those hospitals on our map. The next tool for points is the add distance to nearest feature, which is a nice tool if we want to know, in this case, how far the next closest hospital is to each hospital. So we can click that. So we're going to calculate the distance to hospitals from hospitals, and we're just going to name this distance, and we're going to click add. And so if we scroll all the way to the right again, we'll see we have a distance column added, and the distance shows how far again. So for example here, these two would be the closest to each other. We would know how far it is from one hospital to the next. The next set of table tools are for line files. In this case, our line file is the metro lines in the city of Washington, D.C., indicated by red lines on screen. We're going to use the tools, and we're going to add certain data to our database for this file that will enhance our knowledge of the lines. So we can add a length column, which is right here under Tools, and that will tell us how long each line is. And in this case, I think it's in meters. So we know how long each metro line is now. Another tool for lines is again under the Tools menu. We can click Add Midpoint Coordinate Columns, and that'll tell us the midpoint coordinate column, or coordinates rather, for each line. So now we know the XY location for the midpoint of each metro line in the city, which can in many ways be helpful. So if we look down at the bottom, we'll scroll over to the right, we see we have that length column we added. We also have the mid X and the mid Y, which is the X data and the Y data for each midpoint. And finally, the last set of tools are for polygons. Our polygon in this case is police districts within the city, which are separated by solid black lines on screen right here. And we can go up to Tools again, and first we'll look down below, and you can see we only have these few columns here indicating the name of each police district and giving a website for each police district, but we don't have any spatial information. So we can go up to Tools, and we can click on Add Area Column. We'll just click that. That'll give us, if you look down below, that will give us the area that each police district covers. Click on Tools again. We can add a length column. The length is the distance around the outside of each police district. Click on Tools again. We can add centroid coordinate columns, which simply gives us an XY. We'll trace over to the bottom, a center X and a center Y, longitude and latitude location for the center of each police district, which you can figure out. There are many ways to use that if we're doing some kind of crime analysis. And that is Table Tools in Cartographica version 1.2. Thank you for listening.